Test 1 2. Test 1 2. All right, nice job, Vladdy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live from Lone Depot Park in Miami on a 75-degree Tuesday night. The roof and the walls are, of course, closed. A little April baseball, but the weather's giving us full-on Miami summer right now with some rain. You are listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio. Today we are on 790 WAXY, game 11 of 162. Let's start here. Two things can be true at once. It'll be easy to surpass the offensive output last night after being shut out for the first time this season, and it'll be difficult to outdo what Sandy Alcantara did last time out, a complete game shutout in under 100 pitches. We will see Sandy make his third start of the season tonight. He will go opposite Andrew Abbott, the Reds' opening day starter. He'll take his third turn in the rotation. It's another lefty the Marlins will face. That is now the fourth consecutive game. Miami has the second most plate appearances against lefties this season with 164. We are ready to give you game two of this four-game set between your 6-4 Miami Marlins and the 7-3 Cincinnati Reds. Per usual, during the week, we will get going at 6:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Tuesday night. With Jack McMullen and Rod Allen, I'm Steven Strom. We've got a fabulous show for you ahead. We will go the distance on this Tuesday night. And we, again, thank you for your participation as we set the stage for game two between these two teams. We'll start with Clayton McCullough on Sandy Alcantara. We will also hear from Craig Driver, the Marlins' first base coach and catching coach. The Marlins have been a pioneer as far as successful challenges are concerned. They lead all of Major League Baseball with 12 from the fielding perspective of things. Obviously, there's two different elements to the ABS. You can be a batter and you can challenge, and you can be in the field, hence the catching position and challenge. Marlins have done a great job. We'll uncover why that has been the case early on. We'll get you out of the count with Abbott and Sandy. Jack will jump in for some Q&A, X-Poll question today at Marlins Radio, and Steve's guarantee to victory. Let's start here, though, with Sandy. He's the topic of discussion. Last week, just a sensational performance. His 13th complete game, his 5th career complete game shutout. He did it against the Chicago White Sox. It's a guy that entered the 9th inning with 84 pitches. My lead question to the guy was, did you even break a sweat? 93 total pitches is all he needed to carve through the Chicago White Sox offense. Now, that's obviously a big story. His first start against the Rockies was a big story, but there's certain elements of Sandy to start this year that are appalling. The first one being no extra base hits. This guy is not allowed a double, a triple, all singles, 7 of them through 2 starts. Here was Clayton McCullough earlier on why that has been the case.
I think, when Sandy's, at his best, he's probably, be able to, keep the ball out of the air, keep the ball on the ground with the sinker and the changeup. And generally there's less slug on the ground. There's always more potential for, some batted ball in play, unluckiness to arise from that. But I think he's just done a good job of staying off barrels, and he's been in such good counts that, he's had guys more on the defensive. So I think that's probably led to it, more than, anything else, specifically.
All right, so that was Clayton McCullough. A couple other elements to Sandy Alcantara. He's getting his ground ball swagger back. That is what Sandy Alcantara has been known for, keeping the ball on the ground. It's a big reason why there hasn't been any extra base hits. 48% of the time so far through 2 starts, Sandy Alcantara is keeping the ball on the ground. The other element to this is the line drive percentage, okay? We all know what a line drive is. That usually means you elevate the ball. You're able to get the ball either out of the ballpark, over the the shortstop's head, whatever it may be, creating those extra base hit opportunities. Sandy Alcantara, through 2 starts, 7% line drive rate, okay? MLB average is 25%. And we know the struggles that Sandy went through in 2025. That line drive percentage that's at 7 right now, it was at 24% in all of 2025. So Sandy Alcantara obviously has carried over whatever the heck he figured out in the month of August. He has a 2 ERA in his last 10 starts since mid-August of 2025. He is 7-1 in that span. It should be another, I think, really efficient game from both pitchers. Andrew Abbott, the Cincinnati Reds opening day starter, will go opposite Sandy Alcantara, who, of course, was the Marlins opening day starter for the 6th straight season. We will break. Craig Driver, the Marlins ABS successful rate has been off the charts. They lead all of baseball with 12 successful challenges in the field. We will reveal what the Marlins have been working on with their catchers, why these guys have been so successful. I mean, being in New York over the weekend, every time you look over, when the Marlins challenged, the broadcasters just said, you know what, book it. It's going to be a strike or a ball. Whatever the Marlins were able to challenge, the Yankees' head, you could just see the morale completely drop because of how good they have been. We're playing baseball at 640. Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
Out here, if you're doing nothing, you're doing everything right. Though on a cruise with Norwegian, even if you're doing nothing, you're still basking in the warm sun, enjoying the peaceful ocean waves. You're breathing. Don't forget about breathing. Definitely need to be breathing. So you get to do nothing or everything, but you still need to be breathing. It's really important.
Experience the difference with cruises to Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Norwegian Cruise Line ships registry to the Bahamas and USA.
At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to LoanDepot.com and let us help get you home. That's LoanDepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
Everyone knows BrandSmart USA as the heavy hitters, like big screen TVs and appliances, but our lineup is way deeper than you think. We've got mattresses, furniture, and grills for the cookout, plus everything from fitness equipment, vacuums, AC units, the latest tech, and more to keep your home running like a pro. We make life easier with fast delivery, professional installation, haul away, and our own in-house repair centers. All at the lowest price with 0% interest financing and buy now, pay later options. BrandSmart USA. Favorite brands, lowest prices guaranteed. The Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne, Miami invites you to discover a new era of coastal luxury following its $100 million transformation, where open-air design and sweeping ocean views create a seamless connection to the sea. Set across 17 acres of pristine beachfront, the resort blends island serenity with the dynamic rhythm of Miami. Experience the calm between the currents of city and sea and reserve at ritzcarlton.com or call 1-800-542-8680.
This is Clayton McCullough, and you're locked into Marlins baseball all season long on the Marlins Radio Network.
Welcome back here to Marlins on Deck. Craig Driver, very generous enough to give us some time here, and we're doing stuff on the ABS challenge system. You guys have been really good, 12 overturned challenges. That leads the league, but there's obviously deeper training here that you do with these guys. Can you give us a sneak peek on how you train this with your catchers?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest things for us has been being really aware of what we're trying to get out of it. We use the spring training time where you have access to the strike zone in-game for live feedback a lot, and I think that's really beneficial. Our guys in AAA get that, but we don't have it live during the games in the major leagues. You don't get it until the half inning after that. So that was the first piece, and then from there we've taken it to we'll actually use the ABS that you can see up on the board behind you guys, and we'll do some of our training sessions on that. And so we ask our guys to not only work on their defensive skills, but also to really dive in on where pitches are, and not only if they're strikes or balls, but like give us some real zone feedback in terms of where they showed up. So, you know, we'll ask them to tell us, like, was it on the inner third? Was it a strike? Was it on the corner? Was it clipping? How high was it? A lot of feedback like that. That's been super helpful. I think that's been the biggest thing, honestly.
How many days a week are you guys doing this?
Spring training, we try to do it every day that we played a home game because we have access to the stadium and we can use the ABS. During the season, it's been like probably once a series on the home series. On the road, we don't have access to it. So
is this impact just scratching the surface, the ABS?
I think it remains to be seen. I think that's a big part of it. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but we feel like if we can be kind of on the front end of it, we can potentially leverage some advantage here, and we'll see what happens.
Great Driver with us now. Last one for you. I know you're a busy man today and always, but what is, I guess, if you're behind the plate, what's the key to making that split-second decision? Is it positioning, or like what are you hoping these guys feel?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that they can rely on the time that we spent like really looking at this stuff because you know, it kind of goes back to the training, just like anything else that you do. So you get a chance to see it a lot and you're exposed to it, hopefully more than other teams are. And then, you know, we hope that they're just comfortable with where those pitches are at and what those feel like when they're in there. But I don't think it's anything more than that right now.
Well, you guys are off to a great start. Thank you very much for the time, Craig Driver. We'll break. We'll get you out of the count. 6:40 first pitch, game 2 of a 4-game set. Reds-Marlins on the Marlins Radio Network.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Miccosukee Casino and Resort is your place in Miami to live it up and play on. Unleash the excitement of slots, high-stakes bingo, and 24/7 poker action. Indulge in exquisite dining at La Brisa and handcrafted cocktails at Tempt Lounge. Unwind in our elegant rooms and suites as you elevate your entertainment around the clock. And check out our new Little Trail Casino on I-75, exit 49. Rediscover Miccosukee Casino and Resort, voted best casino in Miami. Visit miccosukee.com for more.
South Florida's top choice for quality signs and graphics is Metro Group Miami. With Metro signs and Metro wraps, no job is too big or too small for the experts at Metro Group Miami. A proud corporate partner and official signage and graphics provider of the Miami Marlins, they bring brands to life. Call them today at 954-983-6662. Visit metrogroupmiami.com to discover what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, signs, graphics, car wraps. They're your everything team.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is Griffin Conine, and you're listening to Marlins On Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Hey, I mean, look, I know the Marlins with Sandy Alcantara, he faced the Colorado Rockies and Chicago White Sox, and I don't care who you pitch against. If you throw a complete game shutout, you're getting kudos from me. But there was another team that Sandy can go the distance against, and he can probably go the distance against anyone in the league. But if you were to get a nice matchup to potentially get another opportunity at a complete game, this would probably be
He left a hanging breaking ball to a guy that feels really good about himself right now. And then he got into a rhythm like he can, which is good. I mean, I think he had a seven pitch, maybe a 6-pitch in second, third, fourth, which is a lot more like Abbott.
That annoying sound is probably nothing, right? That's how expensive repairs start. John Crook here. In baseball, ignore the signs and you will pay for it. Same thing with your car, because breakdowns don't wait until you're ready. That's why there's Car Shield. They can help cover the cost of expensive repairs. When something goes wrong, you've got a plan.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
0-1. That one a ground ball up the gut, right at Otto. He's got it, takes his time, tosses to first, and El Caballo is back on the mountaintop for the first time in 3 years. This guy has gone the distance.
That was Jack McMullen last week. It's crazy how quickly the baseball season goes. That shutout feels like probably 3 weeks ago, but it was only just a week ago against Chicago White Sox. Steven Strom, everyone. Marlins on deck. Vlad back in the studio. WQAM, or actually on Waxy today, WAXY 790. Jack McMullen, the voice you just heard, he is joining me now here in segment 4. I always like to do this because I'm nerdy when it comes to these performances. There's always things that we miss. We talk about the 13th complete game. We talk about the 5th career shutout. But Jack McMullen, what was maybe the number that got lost in translation last week against the White Sox?
93. The number is 93. It was a Maddox. 93 pitches to get through 9 innings of shutout baseball for Sandy Alcantara. He is now with Henderson Alvarez, right? One of 2 Marlins in the history of this franchise to throw 2 Maddoxes. That is a complete game in fewer than 100 pitches. So Sandy Alcantara, he is the king of pitch economy. And those are the games that we absolutely love. Yep. You know, like the no-hit bids are really darn cool. But when you're sporting a no-hit bid through 7 and you've walked 4 guys, it just doesn't feel as good. To be honest, like I would take 9 innings of 3-hit shutout baseball when you are just obliterating the strike zone. It seemed like Sandy had supreme confidence last Wednesday, and the White Sox still had no chance. It's so much fun to watch him be confident within the strike zone and just watch a guy cruise. And you mentioned it, and you said it at the beginning of this, like your first question to Sandy last week, did you break a sweat? It really looked like he didn't. He said he did. I don't know if I believe it.
No, seriously, like if that game went to 10 innings, like let's just say
he's out there.
Like would he have pitched the 10th inning?
I think he could have done it.
I think he could have.
Throwing it back to Rich Hill like 10 years ago that took a no-hitter into the 10th and lost 1-0.
That would have been really interesting to see, but of course the Marlins ended up winning that game against the White Sox. Okay, real quick here just on Sandy, and I understand I might be the guy that's getting way too invested after 2 starts. You could call me a homer. I am. I'm openly admitted to that. But when you look at the 2 starts and you look at the baseball savant page and you look at the chase, you look at the ground ball percentage, you look at the walk percentage, it's day and night, man. It's day and night. What jumps out to you at least to start this year with Sandy Alcantara between the first 2 starts?
Yeah, I mean, I think the walk rate's important to highlight, and we were talking about it before you hit the air. The line drive percentage is really interesting as well. You know, last year it felt like guys were barreling up Sandy a little bit and the hard contact would show up. And we talked about like the 1 inning issue that Sandy ran into at points. Like in the 4th inning, yeah, okay, the hits would amass, but it wasn't dinks and dunks. Sometimes it was dinks and dunks, but other times it was hard contact and it was line drives. It was what? A league average line drive rate last year in the low to mid 20%.
25%.
I mean, that being under 10% through 2 starts is absolutely massive for Sandy Alcantara. So this guy won a Cy Young in 22. He was the best pitcher on the planet in 22 because he kept guys off of the barrel. It's not like he struck out 12 hitters per 9. He struck out, I think, fewer than a hitter per inning in that Cy Young season, but he kept guys off the barrel, and that is exactly what Sandy is doing right now.
MLB average is 25% for the line drive rate. Sandy sits at 7%. Hey, did you know that the Marlins are going to face another lefty today?
How about that? Now it officially pushes north of 50% of Marlins baseball games in a lefty starter. 4 in a row.
Unbelievable.
6 of 11. That's hard to believe, but I mean, that's when you're dealt. Let's see if I can name them off the dome.
Go ahead.
We got Freeland and Quintana in that opening series.
Yep.
And then the last 4 have been Weathers, Fried, Williamson, and Abbott.
You're on it.
Thankfully, Singer and Lauder throw with their right hand, but we may see Skubal this weekend. I mean, come on. Keep them away from us.
I'll get to the sound in a second here, Vladdy, if we have it. Clayton McCullough on the lefties. But before that, the Marlins have the 2nd most plate appearances against lefties this season, 164. Clayton McCullough, how can we fix it?
4 lefties in a row, but you kind of look and they're all maybe a little bit different. And so I think having a game plan that is best suited for that individual, and look at someone like tonight with, Abbott, and it'll be really, again, similar. It's like stay off the changeup best we can. That's, away, try to get him closer. Our righties try to get him closer, try to get him up, with the heater. And when he, if he makes some mistakes with his fastball in the zone, those are the ones we want to be ready to fire at.
Listen, the pitch for Brandon Williamson yesterday, Jack, was the changeup away from righties.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case with Andrew Abbott. His best pitch is the fastball.
Yes. He also has a changeup, but here's the thing. Just looking at his career splits overall in his career, righties are OPSing over 100 points higher against him than lefties are. So it doesn't make sense to go lefty-lefty and let him get to his sweeper that has been really good so far this year. Fastball's been very good so far this year for Andrew Abbott, and it's only 92, 93 miles an hour, but opponents are 4 for 23 against it without an extra base hit. Now, the changeup is interesting there. He's also going to have to go to the curveball, and the curveball's been hit hard, 4 for 11, and the lone homer has come against the curveball against Andrew Abbott. So excited to see what the Marlins can do in terms of laying off the fastball up top. I mean, discipline on the top rail of the strike zone is going to be really, really important. How can Abbott, get to that changeup or maybe lack thereof? And then what does the curveball and the results against it look like? I feel like that's the pitch he may telegraph.
That curveball that you just mentioned, O'Neal Cruz hit a home run. I would love to get that sound, Vladdy, if we can bring up StreamYard here. Terry Francona yesterday was talking about Abbott, and I just want you to get your reaction to this.
He left a hanging breaking ball to a guy that feels really good about himself right now. And then he got into a rhythm like he can, which is good. I mean, I think he had a 7-pitch, maybe a 6-pitch in second, third, fourth, which is a lot more like Abbott. With Skeens on the mound, you hate to give him anything early because you're going to have to fight for everything you can get. The wild pitch was huge for us. And you don't know how it's going to play out, but if he takes that same swing, it's probably a double play if we're back. But we can't play back in that situation, and then it just got away.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And the hanging breaking ball is even more interesting because it's left on left. O'Neal Cruz historically has not been a very good left on left hitter. There has been conversation in Pittsburgh about turning him into a bulk platoon guy, but unfortunately O'Neal Cruz is probably beyond that in terms of being high profile, he's one of the stars in that lineup. He's got to play every day.
Sure.
The only way he beats a left-handed pitcher is if you really hang one. And that pitch, Abbott really hung that curveball to O'Neal Cruz. So I think it's just a matter of curveball discipline for Andrew Abbott and picking the right times to deploy it. He's throwing it right now like a get-me-over pitch.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if that's a recipe for success for him. Honestly, I would expect a ton of fastball changeup today.
Very good, Jack McMullen. Rod Allen has the call with Jack in about 14 minutes. We'll break Expo Question, Steve's Guarantee, and we'll play some baseball. Game 2 of a 4-game set on the Marlins Radio Network.
Everyone knows BrandSmart USA as the heavy hitters, like big screen TVs and appliances, but our lineup is way deeper than you think. We've got mattresses, furniture, and grills for the cookout, plus everything from fitness equipment, vacuums, AC units, the latest tech, and more to keep your home running like a pro. We make life easier with fast delivery, professional installation, haul away, in our own in-house repair centers. All at the lowest price with 0% interest financing and buy now, pay later options. BrandSmart USA, favorite brands, lowest prices guaranteed.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Out here, if you're doing nothing, you're doing everything right. Though on a cruise with Norwegian, even if you're doing nothing, you're still basking in the warm sun, enjoying the peaceful ocean waves. You're breathing. Don't forget about breathing. Definitely need to be breathing. So you get to do nothing or everything, but you still need to be breathing. It's really important.
Experience the difference with cruises to Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Norwegian Cruise Line ships registry to the Bahamas and USA.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and memorable moments. Make your plans today for July 24th through the 27th for the induction of Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones, and Jeff Kent as the class of 2026. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown.
Marlins baseball on AM 790 and the Marlins Radio Network.
Big thanks to Craig Driver, Marlins first base coach and catching coach, for chatting with us today on the ABS. Marlins lead all of baseball with 12 successful challenges. You can actually check out that full interview on X at Marlins Radio. Big thanks to Jack, of course, for joining the program in segment 4. And, of course, Vladdy back in the studio. We are on 790 WAXY. As the Marlins will look to bounce back today, they were shut out at the hands of the Cincinnati Reds. Brandon Williamson really had that changeup going away from right. It's the same lineup that Clayton McCullough rolled out yesterday. Let's get down to the nuts and bolts here, folks. At Marlins Radio X poll question today: who did Sandy Alcantara match for complete games with 13 in Marlins history after last week? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It is time for Steve's Guarantees.
Almost time to play ball. First pitch coming up in moments. Steve's Guarantees coming up now.
It's time to get dialed back in here, folks. Let's start with Sandy Alcantara. Stamp it. Quality start. Reds have scored 28 runs in 10 games. They're hitting .210 as a team. They're striking out 25% of the time. Sandy's on one right now. I like him to have a quality start, which means 6 innings of less than 3 runs. Secondly, Xavier Edwards, 2+ hits. Went 0 for 3 yesterday, but this guy has been awesome so far this season, hitting over 400. He has hits in 6 of his last 7 games right here in Lone Depot Park. He's also been much better from the right side against southpaws, 5 for 14 against lefties so far this season. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Rod Allen, he is ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins Radio Network.
ADT is the smart security partner of the Miami Marlins.